Hello curlies, it's Mary and welcome back to the Curly Closet. So before I start this video, can we just take a moment for these lashes though? Can we just take a moment? So yeah, I'm literally just coming back from a makeup class workshop that I went to, which was very good, and we got a chance to play in some makeup afterwards. I'm going to leave the link to these in the description box below the video. But anyway, today's video is actually going to be about a topic to do with hair, and the topic is going to be on porosity. Now, porosity is a topic that I have not really touched on my channel before. Part of the reason I didn't touch on it before is because I felt like I needed to do a lot more research into it and learn more about it before I start talking about it. But now I feel like I know enough that I can share some information with you guys. So porosity is really important when it comes to choosing the correct products that work for your natural hair. Before you buy any more hair products, you really need to know what your hair's porosity is. Then it will help you to select the correct products to help your hair and not hinder your hair's growth and progress. The outer layer of your hair is called the cuticle, and it lays down basically like shingles on a roof. In medium porosity hair, the cuticles of the hair raise up fairly easily and moisture is absorbed into the hair, and then when they lay flat, the moisture is held in your hair for a certain period of time. In low porosity hair, it's more difficult for the cuticle to raise up. So it's difficult for moisture to get into the hair shaft, but once it's in, basically it doesn't escape so easily either. And finally, there is high porosity hair. In high porosity hair, moisture goes into the hair shaft very, very easily because the cuticles raise up very readily. However, moisture doesn't stay in the hair shaft for very long because the cuticles raise very easily and moisture escapes. So moisture escapes basically just as quickly as it enters the hair shaft. What can affect the hair's porosity? Good question. Chemicals such as relaxers can affect your hair's porosity, and also hair color, permanent hair color I should stress, also affects your hair's porosity, because what those things do is, in order to change the structure or color of your hair, it raises the cuticle of your hair using a chemical, and then that chemical acts on your hair to either straighten it or to create a new color or deposit a color, and therefore the chemical process actually affects the outer layer of your hair or the cuticle of your hair. So for example, if you have medium porosity hair and you dye your hair with a permanent dye, for example, you may find that the part of your hair that's dyed starts to behave a lot more like high porosity hair. So moisture goes in very easily but also escapes very easily. And just to be clear, it is possible to have more than one type of porosity hair on your head as well. So basically from the roots of my hair up to the dyed section is medium porosity, but towards the ends of my hair where I've used permanent colour, my hair is more towards the high porosity end of the scale. So how on earth can you tell what your hair's porosity even is? Well, there are multiple ways. So number one, you can do a porosity test. So that's where you get a strand of your hair and then you put your hair into a glass of water. It has to be clean hair, not hair with product build-up on. And then you see whether the hair floats on top of the water, sinks slowly to the bottom, or if it literally sinks very, very quickly to the bottom. If your hair floats on top for a long period of time, then you have low porosity hair. If your hair sinks somewhere towards the middle, or it sits on top for a while and then sinks slowly towards the bottom, then you have medium porosity hair. And if your hair literally sinks straight to the bottom, then you have high porosity hair. There are multiple videos around YouTube that you can watch, and I will link another video either up here or in the description box below that gives more details on the kind of porosity test that you can do. However, even if you don't do a porosity test, there are still other ways that you can tell to a certain degree what type of porosity your hair has. How does your hair respond to protein or coconut oil? One of the main characteristics of low porosity hair is that it does not respond well to protein or too much protein. So there are some people who have low porosity hair whose hair can maybe take a little bit of protein, but not all the time. And there are some people who have very, very low porosity hair whose hair does not like protein whatsoever. Now, coconut oil is not a protein, it's an oil. However, it does behave a lot like protein on the hair. So if you find that everybody around you is raving about coconut oil and how great it is and how wonderful it is, but you've tried coconut oil over and over and over again and your hair just does not like it, there's a possibility that your hair is low porosity. On the flip side, if your hair responds very, very well to products containing protein, or your hair really, really loves coconut oil, then it may well be that your hair is more towards the high porosity side of the scale. If you use a protein deep conditioner on your hair, so a deep conditioner that contains something like hydrolyzed wheat protein or any type of protein, it's easy to tell. You just look in the ingredients, and if it says the word protein in any of the ingredients, then it's a protein. Or if it contains coconut oil. If you use a deep conditioner with those and your hair just does not respond well, it may be that your hair is low porosity. And once more, if your hair responds very well to deep conditioners that contain protein or that contain coconut oil, then the chances are that your hair is from the medium to high porosity range of the scale. Another way that you can tell the porosity of your hair is how it responds to getting wet. For example, there are some people for whom when they wet their hair, it takes a really long time for the water to really absorb in, and in fact, the water will actually bead up on their hair, literally sit on top. Does it take a really, really long time for your hair to really absorb water into it? Also, does your hair absorb water a lot more easily when it's warm water or when it's more to the hot end of the scale than if the water is cold? Then it may well be that your hair is more towards the low porosity end of the scale. And once more, if your hair gets wet very easily, so when you actually begin to wet your hair, if your hair really absorbs water very, very quickly, but then when it goes to get dry, it dries very quickly, that's an indicator that your hair may be more towards the high porosity end of the scale. And also to add, porosity is not the same as hair texture. So if you have a 4C hair texture, that doesn't automatically mean that your hair is low porosity. Your hair could be high porosity and yet still be a 4C texture, so it's not the same. So sometimes what happens is a person will see their favorite YouTuber on YouTube talking about a particular hair product that they really, really love. And then they'll go out and buy the same said hair product and try it on their hair, and it's a complete and utter fail. And then they can get angry. They can either say that the YouTuber is not telling the truth or that the hair product is absolute trash. So this video is to make it clear that your hair's porosity may be the reason why certain products are not working for you. So because my hair is medium to high porosity, that means my hair really, really loves protein. The reason why protein is really good for high porosity hair in particular is because it helps to strengthen the cuticle of the hair, which makes it easier for it to hold on to moisture. But with low porosity hair, what happens is added protein makes the cuticle even harder and makes it more difficult to open to take moisture in. So this is the reason why. If you have low porosity hair and you add protein to your hair, all that tends to happen is that your hair gets even more dry, even more parched, and you think to yourself, you don't know what's going on. You just deep conditioned your hair, you just added moisturizing products to your hair. You don't understand why your hair still feels hard, still feels not moisturized. This is possibly the reason why. It could be that your hair is low porosity. So porosity is not the whole picture. It is not going to make particular products work for you, but it's going to help to steer you in the right direction. So for example, if your hair is low porosity, may not be a good idea for you to just automatically watch my channel or other people's channels and just literally take what they say and not know why a product works for them. You just decide to try it because you think it will work for you. But if your hair's porosity is different, it may not work for you in the same way. So essentially, please try to find out what your hair's porosity is before you decide to buy any other hair products. So this video is just meant to be a very short introductory video into porosity and protein. But if you have any more questions, please leave them in the comment box below. I'm thinking that I want to do a bit of a follow-up video to this and just discuss the topic a bit more in depth and answer your questions. So if you would like me to do that video, then please give this video a thumbs up and please comment below and let me know, Mary, we want you to do the video, please, and put all of your questions below. That would really help. So curlies, thank you so much for watching. As always, thank you for visiting my channel once more. If you have visited my channel before but you haven't subscribed, then please hit the red subscribe button below. I upload videos every Thursday and Sunday. My channel is focused on natural hair with a bit of lifestyle and beauty thrown in from time to time. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon again on the Curly Closet. Take care.